Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Bearded Banter Podcast, a gaming podcast where, I thought we would start this episode with an inspirational quote that I found from Twitter, just to get the mood going. The world may not be perfect, but at least I can now play Bayonetta on the toilet.
Damn.
And you know what? That's all the motivation I need to get through the day.
I thought it was going to be something, really inspirational, somewhere out there somebody is enjoying citrus, but, yeah.
I don't think that it's possible.
Hey, man, there's at least one person that's unironically really enjoying that anime.
That person needs to stop.
That person needs to check themselves into a psychiatric hospital.
They do. They need to stop right now. But anyway.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Bearded Banter episode 60. I am your host, Shane the Bearded One, as always. My co-host, Matt Legion Rex, will not be joining us this week as he is currently out of town. But as a replacement co-host for this episode, I have the boy, Spencer, joining me once again. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
You literally just woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I mean, since Matt is getting cucked in Ohio, I feel the need to take up the reins and be the real hero.
How good are your mannerisms?
My mannerisms are pretty good. Okay, ready?
I'm ready. Here's
one. Hey guys, Yuri on Ice is really good. You should all watch Yuri on Ice. Thank you.
Honestly, if I didn't know it was you, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
No. I have one more.
Okay, let's hear it.
Which is, did you know that Guilty Crown is just Ava for stupid people? Except for the opening, that's good. There you go.
Give it up for the boy, Spencer. Perfect.
Thank you.
Honestly, great introduction. I couldn't have thought of anything. He's gonna beat the shit out of you, but Spencer is always bringing his A game with those openings.
I'll get a good hit in. Don't worry, guys.
Okay, so welcome to Beer Banter, show where we talk about video games. As always, we're going to start this episode with some gaming discussion. We'll see if we hit half an hour. If we run out of shit to talk about before then, we'll just move on to our news section. For today, not a whole lot of news since we are recording this episode a bit earlier than we usually do. We only have about 6 or 7 news stories to cover today, so our news section is going to be a little shorter, but that's fine.
It's time for us to filibuster for about 7 hours.
It's fine. I'm here all day. I'm here all week, in fact. I actually live here.
Damn. I mean, I don't live there, but I do live here, where I'm recording this audio.
Where I'm recording this audio right now. Not at EVO as I was last week, unfortunately, but...
Sadly, oh wait, what's that? You just got back from San Diego Comic-Con?
What? I did, actually. It was a great time full of comics and cons.
Tell me all about the new Moon Knight movie that's being made.
Oh, okay. Well, it's being directed by the first Australian director in the MCU. Crocodile Dundee is directing this movie.
Damn, I love Crocodile Dundee.
And you know what? Even though Moon Knight isn't Australian, he's working a lot of Australian culture into this movie. It's going to be a groundbreaking experience for the MCU. One the likes of which we've never seen before.
Damn. Tell me, is it true that Redacted dies in Infinity War?
Why, yes, it is true that Redacted does in fact die in Infinity War Part 5.
Damn.
Coming May 2021.
2021? That's a... Whew. You know what reminds me of May 2021?
Tell me, Spencer.
The fantastic deals at Crunchyroll.
where you can watch all of the newest anime simulcasted only an hour after they air in Japan.
It's true. Go to www this is the wrong podcast.
This isn't the
anime.
fucking. This isn't the anime podcast.
All one word. For 0% off your Crunchyroll order.
This isn't the fucking anime podcast. We need to stop.
This is going to be the shit posting episode.
This is the shit posting episode of Banter, episode 60.
Episode 60 should have been 69.
Yeah, it should have. But you know what? We'll take what we can get. You know what? If you crop the 0, you can make it kind of look like a 9. So we'll take what we can get.
We'll take what we can get.
Anyway, welcome to Bearded Banter. We're going to talk about video games. Are you ready, Spencer?
I am always ready to talk
about I'm starting the fucking timer. I swear to God, if you say anything about Crunchyroll, I'm going to kick your ass through this computer monitor. Alright, timer starts now. Spencer, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing a couple of games. Not really new games, because there really hasn't been that many new games that I can actually go out there and buy. But I've currently been playing Danganronpa, the first one. Danganronpa Trigger Happy
Havoc. Still playing that, huh?
Yeah, it's actually, it's a visual novel. It was pretty long. I'm also, once again, I'm playing P5.
Well, that's the thing. You're always playing P5.
I'm always playing P5. And I guess new game from last week that I'm playing is I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh, you went back to that, I see.
I went back to Dragon Age Inquisition. So, I'll take a minute or a minute and a half to talk about each game. Starting with, so Danganronpa is still Danganronpa, still great. You should still play it. I was literally flabbergasted when I read that they were actually doing V3. Because I thought negative people bought Danganronpa, which is only half true. It's still good. It's still a mystery detective law game. The art style is still really dope and interesting. There still is really cool CSI type deaths and executions. Those really neato. And you should still play Danganronpa.
Well, that's the thing. You should always play Danganronpa.
Is that your opinion on Danganronpa, Jane?
My only real experience with Danganronpa is 3, mainly because I've watched my sister play that, and I gotta say that's some top quality shit right there.
It is really, really good.
It's actually it's really interesting, just from a conceptual level. It's just, and also I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not. But the way V3 goes about its first act is just, it's fucking brilliant.
I actually haven't started V3 yet. I'm going through 1 and 2, and then I'm going to get to V3.
That is why I decided not to spoil anything, because you need to go into D3 knowing nothing.
No, not at all. So then, moving on, I'm doing P5, and P5 is still arguably the greatest video game ever made.
Here's the thing, Spencer. We'll be back doing the show in 6 months, and you will still be playing P5.
You'll be playing P5. And it might not even be... And you know what? It might probably still be my first playthrough.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let's be real. P5 is the only game... P5 is the only game I've seen in quite a while where your first playthrough could easily be 150 hours, and that's just normal.
Yeah, that's completely normal. And P5 is still P5. The music still kicks ass. The characters still kick ass. The story still kicks ass. The art style still kicks ass. It's just really, really, really good. And for what it does and what it is, and the fact that we actually somehow finally got fucking P5, it's really good. Oh wait, actually, I just remembered. Speaking of 5, I'm also playing Yakuza 5.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Yakuza 5 is the only Yakuza game I haven't beaten. So I'm going back and I'm going back in time technically and playing Yakuza 5, and it is amazing. There is taxi heat moves. You can do heat moves to a bear on a mountain. There are idle heat moves. The story is still ridiculous, and if you have never played the Yakuza games developed by Saga, of all people, it's really worth the time, because they're wacky and zany, and in Yakuza 0, your business manager is a chicken named Nugget.
That's all you really need to say about Yakuza.
Yeah, that's it. And
just moving on, just no context.
The last game I played is Dragon Age Inquisition. And
which I'm interested to hear your opinion, because I've heard from quite a few people that are like BioWare diehards that this game was kind of disappointing. So I'm interested to see where you stand as like a relative newbie of the series.
A relative newbie to BioWare in general. I'm loving it. I am loving this game. I mean, would it be different if I somehow, if I went back and I played Origins first, and then I went through the disappointment of 2, and then I started Inquisition? Who knows? But Inquisition is everything that I want in like a cool fantasy D&D type scenario type game, and it's really fucking good. This is specifically for Rachel, who doesn't watch these, but this is specifically for her.
I think she watches them. She might. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I don't fucking know, man.
If she does, I don't know. We don't force
she's in Mexico right now, so she won't...
Well, obviously she's not going to be watching it now. She's in Mexico. But anyways, I got out of the hinterlands, and I've actually continued on with the story. After getting my ass kicked by like level 20-somethings, I realized, maybe I shouldn't be here at this point. I'll probably go back to the hinterlands. So I left. I guess this is also technically from Matt as well, because he was yelling at me, but Rachel's the one that got me into this.
Rachel's the one who got you into it, and Matt's the one who's yelling at you to get out of the hinterlands. Rachel, too. Oh, no. Basically, Rachel everyone. Too. Everyone's like, everybody. Get the fuck out of the hinterlands, Spencer. What are you doing?
Even people that haven't played Dragon Age or don't know what BioWare is.
Like, I've never played a Dragon Age, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of there.
If you can't 100% an area, oh, never mind, these villains are like level 25, I should get the fuck out, I'm level 4. Fuck out. But yeah, those are the games I've been playing. Dragon Age Inquisition, outstanding soundtrack, really nice art style, really interesting story so far that I don't know most of because I haven't played Origins and 2. However, we'll get back to that and play in reverse order, except for 2, which will be third.
Yeah,
2 will be in the last, and I'll play Origins first.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, you can't go wrong with BioWare unless it's Mass Effect Andromeda, in which case, no.
Okay, this is going to be a friend hot take, because this isn't really a hot take. I don't like Andromeda.
Wow, really? Much like you and pretty much everyone else on the fucking planet.
I don't like Andromeda. I don't like a lot about Andromeda. I mean, I can give them... Okay, I'll give them one thing. It's very obvious this was a new team and that they tried their hardest and that this game was rushed out. Mm-hmm. However, with that being said, and, putting all that in perspective, the game still looks and ran like absolute dog shit.
Oh, yeah, like absolute ass.
Like, if you read the patch notes, it read like a new game. Like, it's like fixed facial animations, fixed walking animations, fixed door opening glitches. Like, that shouldn't be in a patch note. That should be just part of the game experience.
That should just be like a standard thing that works.
Yeah, and like obviously, they ran into a lot of trouble, and BioWare Montreal, for people there, got their office shut down in one game.
Well, yeah, here's the thing, like, everyone was like, what the fuck happened to Andromeda? How could they have fucked this up that bad? And then Anthem got announced, and suddenly everything made sense. Mm-hmm. Because they put the B team on this game while the A team's working on their new IP.
Now, this is no offense to anybody who works in BioWare Montreal, but that's more like the D team, dude. Good talk.
What is happening?
I have no idea. Okay, did you also run into like a really like silent spot where you couldn't hear anything?
I thought. Did you cut out?
No. Did you cut out?
I just. I just thought I didn't hear you started a sentence and then you didn't finish it, and I'm like, oh fuck, did Spencer cut out? Apparently not.
Well, this is
Spencer just didn't finish his sentence for like 5 seconds.
Keep this in.
Keep it in.
This is part of the podcast. It's part of the podcast. So yeah. I said, to be honest, that it's more like the D team. Like, it's not even the B team. And that's no offense. You know, I couldn't do this shit.
No, definitely not. I wanted to do this shit with my life, and no, it's not. I can't.
Dude, I'm going into copyright law. Like, if anything, I'll just protect their copyrights, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to be a fucking game developer, and then I realized, oh shit, I don't know the first thing about coding, and I also have to do math, and I hate math. Fuck it, I'm doing film instead. And then you follow the industry because you're passionate about this kind of shit. And then you see something like Andromeda that just from the get-go was an absolute shit show, and you're like, maybe my life decision was better that I didn't go in that direction.
Let's just say that I got really hyped for like the first time ever about like a BioWare game when I saw the E3 trailer for Andromeda, and it looked like a space western. Do you remember? It had Johnny Cash music overplaying.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it looked fucking dope, and I was super excited because it looked like a western, like an open world western BioWare game, and it sounded dope because I knew BioWare and I love westerns, so it was one of those things where it got really exciting. And then we got what we got, and not saying, you know, the story was great. The story was great. I've watched at least like 2 or 3 full Let's Plays of the game. Like, it's very good. However, it's not a good.
No, you can't call it a good game.
I will call it an okay, passable game for what it is.
It is a painfully mediocre game.
Yes, and it's the same problem I had with The Last Guardian, where before
Did they delete all the files on stage at E3?
Well, live on stage, actually.
Live on stage during Sony's press note, yeah. Just take the folder, just dump it right there in front of like a live studio audience.
My big thing was I didn't want The Last Guardian to be...
See, it's boring him even now.
It is. Literally, I said to a friend, I'm like, I don't care if The Last Guardian's bad. Because, you know, then we can all be like, LOL, it took 9 years to make this shit
We can
game.
all be like, oh, who didn't see this coming?
Yeah. But it's worse than bad. The game is mediocre.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a game that kind of works. It's a game where the AI sorta works. Sometimes. If it wants to. It's not... Okay. To put it this into perspective, Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. Like...
Good fucking game.
Shadow of the Colossus does almost everything right in game design. Minimal dialogue. Simplistic story. A twist that kicks the shit out of you, dude. Awe-inspiring orchestral sweeping music. A large expansive world with no real directions. Like, Shadow does almost everything that a good game should do, in my opinion. And then they made Last Guardian. Or correction, they continued to make Last Guardian until they finally released Last Guardian. And it was...
See, that's the thing. It's like, if a game is bad, okay, it's bad. In some aspects of that, a bad game can almost be a good game, because at least if it's bad, you can get some kind of enjoyment out of it by like tearing it apart or making fun of it. Like, an example of that is Sonic 06. The game's terrible. Yeah. Fucking awful. But at least you can derive some enjoyment from it because of how bad it is. Arguably, a mediocre game is worse than a bad game, because, like I said, a bad game, you can find enjoyment in it by making fun of it. A mediocre game is just boring and repetitive, and it's just okay. Okay is sometimes worse than bad, just because I've always agreed with the argument that a boring game is worse than a bad game, because at least with a bad game you can make your own fun out of it. If a game's just boring, there's no enjoyment to be had. There's just nothing that you can do with a boring game.
There is nothing to enjoy with a boring game. There is, I'm trying to think of a really good example of a genuinely boring game. It's tough. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a bad game, for example, which is, actually, you know what, let's bring up two bad games that have the same kind of idea.
Okay.
Let's bring up, Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. And, before you sigh, hold that sigh for a second, and Metal Gear Survive.
Oh yeah, you mean that game that just came out and no one's talking about it?
Except for those, let me see if I can get, I'll try to find the Twitter post while we continue talking, but some of the things that, like, they don't allow you to do is genuinely hilarious. It's like one of the ones was, like, Konami is not allowing people to, like, make friends online in Metal Gear Survive. It's really...
Well, yeah, because, you know, if you're not friends with Konami, you don't get any friends.
Exactly. But, like, both of those games are bad games. They are not good. They are janky. They are clunky. I haven't played Metal Gear Survive, so I can't talk about Survive. But I can talk about Umbrella Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was excited for that game. I was genuinely excited about Umbrella Corps.
Yeah, how'd that end up for you, Bite?
Not very good. Also, here it is. So, here are some of the rules for Metal Gear Survive. You cannot... So, some of these make sense. You cannot engage in an act that encourages or assists suicide or drug abuse or any act leading to meetings for the purpose of sexual or obscene acts.
That's just standard human conduct.
Here we go. You cannot seek a relationship with another person or act that Konami determines is made for the main purpose of causing a relationship, including relationships, acts, and socializing limited to within the consent.
So you can't...
You can't make friends.
You can't make friends.
Or start a relationship via Metal Gear Survive.
You can't find a love interest through Metal Gear Survive, guys.
Because
I'm sorry.
Konami says no.
Konami says no with the bad touch.
Like, that's one of the ones I saw that was hilarious. I'll see if I can find anything else. But, like, that's Metal Gear Survive in a nutshell.
I mean, let's be real. It wasn't going to be good at all. Like, no one expected it to be any kind of good just because of what it is.
I love it, though, because it just says, you cannot start a relationship or campaign in Metal Gear Survive according to the EULA.
Sorry, guys, you're not allowed to make friends.
And the other one, and the other tweet says, in the terms and conditions of Metal Gear Survive, Konami explicitly forbids love blooming on the battlefield.
Konami.
So yeah,
Stop.
I know. That one got me. Both of those games are bad. Both of those games are genuinely bad games. I mean, Metal Gear Survive, I don't know.
Honestly, I'm of the opinion that you should at least give a game a chance before criticizing it. But honestly, like, it's Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah,
like you don't give that game any kind of fucking.
It gets zero chances.
It gets zero chances. You don't give it any kind of chance.
I already got burned with Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. Okay.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that shit.
I already got burned. I got so burned, by the way, that I genuinely considered just dropping Capcom.
That's saying a lot from this man, because Capcom's his favorite company.
My favorite video game company ever. I love Capcom. It's like an abusive relationship sometimes.
It really is an abusive relationship with Capcom sometimes.
Until they... It was like Resi 6 came out, and I got really excited, and I bought the Anthology Edition, and then Resi 6 happened, and I'm like, oh. At least I have all these.
Don't worry, we might have some good Capcom shit to talk about in the news, but...
Okay, that's good. But yeah, so this all started because of Dragon Age Andromeda and bad games and boring games, So, wait, no, Dragon Age Andromeda?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
You know what?
God.
Early breaking news. BioWare announces crossover between Mass Effect and Dragon Age. It's slated for PS5 and Xbox 2.
Xbox One XX.
Xbox One XX. Not suitable for children.
Xbox One XXX. There we go.
So it's like it's like Elite Snipes gamer tag. It's just the name of the console now.
Yeah. Or as the best friends called it, the Xbox.
Yes.
Or the Bone X.
The Bone X, yes. I like that one.
I like Bone X. But yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I mean, as Rachel can tell you, Shane, I was sold at the title screen because of the music and the art.
Yep.
Really, really nice. However, I got her into Persona, so haha.
Haha!
With that all happening, tell me, Shano, my friend, my best friend, the bearded one,
buddy
the big
friendo.
gamer, what games have you been playing?
Well, Spencer, let me No! There goes one!
Oh god!
Oh god, no!
ASMR.
It's behind the computer. Well, I'll get that in a minute. Sorry, I specifically said, I'm going to actually get the games so I know what to talk about, and then the pile just fucking collapsed.
Good job, buddy.
Every time, man. Can't catch a break on this fucking show.
You go behind the computer and grab it.
Okay, I'm going to grab it. You entertain the masses.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, masses, it's me. It's your boy, Skinny Penis, and I'm just here to let y'all know that today's episode is sponsored by, shit. Let me look through my notes. Loot Crate. I don't know if people still use Loot Crate, but this episode is sponsored by Loot Crate. Go to www.lootcrate.net.
I swear to Christ, Spencer!
Horse porn, and to get a whopping negative 2% off your first month's Loot Crate.
You know what? That's a good deal, and you should definitely take him up on that.
That is www.lootcrate.net/horse porn. Back to you, Shane.
Okay, now that I've fished the games out from under my computer desk, I'm ready to talk about them. Jesus Christ. So games I've been playing, I'm gonna be real brief with these. But the game I'm always playing, it's my go-to game recently. Of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Still playing this game. Fucking phenomenal game.
Is it still phenomenal?
It is still phenomenal. You should still buy it and play it. Are
you still playing Hit?
Yes, of course. The boy Hit. I've been focusing more on the story, and the story mode's really dumb. Like, the story itself is stupid. But, it's that stupid, campy kind of Dragon Ball story that you can't help but enjoy, regardless of how goddamn idiotic it is. The gameplay itself in the story mode, like I said last podcast, still meh, because you're just fighting these one-off clone battles, and it's really not that interesting. But the gameplay itself is so good, you can't help but be like, oh, this is still good, I guess. But I've been focusing more on training, trying to get better with the mechanics. I've gotten very good now. I wouldn't say Evo level, even though I was at Evo last week. If you watched last week's episode, beat Justin Wong. I didn't win the finals though, unfortunately.
You didn't beat Daigo.
No. No, but I've been focusing on extending my combos and learning the mechanics, and I'm definitely learning a lot with this game. It's very user-friendly, like I said. Like, the mechanics in this game are so fine-tuned that it is very easy to get into higher level play, unlike a lot of other clunkier games like Street Fighter. Yeah, I love this game. Probably my favorite fighting game, to be honest with you. Like, it's that good. Yeah, I've been playing that, just focusing on training, getting better. And then I got a bunch of Switch games to talk about. One of them was the one that fell behind the computer. So hopefully it will live up to expectations.
Hopefully.
I think I'm gonna get the big one out of the way first. Bayo on Switch just came out. I pre-ordered this with Christmas money like 2 months ago. At this point,
Can we talk for a minute about Bayo?
It's Bayo on the Switch. That's all I can really say about it.
It's Bayo on the Switch, and big hot take right here. Hot take from Spencer.
Hot take.
Second hot take, actually, of the podcast. Wow.
Spencer's on fire, apparently.
I am. Ouch. Put me out.
Owie.
Oof. I'm off. I can't do this. I prefer long-haired John to short-haired John.
I think that's just general consensus, honestly.
Short-haired Bayo, long-haired John.
Yep. Short-haired Bayo, long-haired John. Which is part of why the first game isn't as good as the second, because the second game just has better designs.
Or as I call her, Femme Virgil.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's be real.
I mean, makes sense, though.
Makes sense, yeah. But anyway, Bayo on the Switch, love it. It's basically the exact same game they got on the Wii U, but now it's portable. And it runs smoother, more consistent frame rate, and it's got a couple extra features. And it's just the definitive version of Bayo at this point. The only disappointment is that it isn't at a higher resolution. It's still only at 720p, but even then, it still looks fucking amazing on a 1080p TV. And also, being at 720p makes it look really nice on the Switch screen. So, fucking Bayo. Honestly, that's all I have to say. Bayo 2 is, like, one of my favorite games of all time.
Follow Hideki Kamiya on Twitter.
Yes, follow the man, the myth, the legend, Hideki Kamiya.
Hideki Kamiya on Twitter.
Follow him on Twitter. Literally, get him to block you, first off. But before you do, look at his Twitter. Literally, all his Twitter is right now is just him retweeting Bayo tweets.
And
it's like, pretty great.
I'm on Twitter right now, and yeah, it's just like every once in a while, it's just like, oh look, Bayo. Oh look, Bayo. Oh look, Bayo.
Oh look, all the Bayo tweets are just Hideki Kamiya retweeting shit.
Just because, you know, Bayo.
Just because fucking Bayo is his fucking child, man. Can't wait for Bayo 3. We're going to talk about that in the news, actually. It's going to be great. But moving on. Other than those two big hitters, I've been playing a lot of indie games on the Switch. So I'm just gonna quick fire these off. Finally started playing Axiom Verge, which, for anyone who's unaware, it's like a Metroidvania style game. Very, very heavily Metroid influence. You can tell right off the bat. It's a pretty great game. If you're looking for a Metroid style game with a unique twist, definitely play Axiom Verge. Definitely worth a play. Speaking of which, if you're interested in a more adventure style game, It'll Do Too is pretty great. I've been playing this one a lot, actually. Very heavily influenced by Link to the Past. It's pretty much Link to the Past. But it's got some pretty interesting systems, and it's pretty funny, and it's just a good game. So, It'll Do Too. Play it. Next up, I've been replaying Rayman Legends. Not on the Switch, I've just been replaying it because I felt like playing something platformery, but Rayman Legends is on the Switch. Just putting that out there. But yeah, Rayman Legends, I played this when it first came out, all the way back in 2013. It's one of my favorite 2D platformers. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of the rebooted Rayman series, the one that started with Origins. These games are just great. Like
Legends. And Legends actually, improved on Origins.
Yeah. Basically, if you're looking to play a really good 2D platformer that's not a Mario or a Sonic game, get Rayman Legends, because it's basically both of those games put to one. So
and they have incredibly amazing music levels.
Yes, they have amazing fucking rhythm levels, and it's great. Speaking of which ones is your favorite, Spencer?
Okay. Top
And if-
3 for me right now.
If it's not, if number 1 is not Eye of the Tiger, I'm going to be really upset.
It's surprisingly not.
Damn it.
It's really good, and I really like that one. But hey, in no order, my top 3 are Orchestral Chaos,
Okay.
Granny's World Tour,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the last one? Dragon Rock. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Black Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castle Rock. Although Mariachi Madness is a close fourth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it warmed my heart, my soulless, dead heart when I played that. It was just great.
When I first heard the opening beat to Black Betty as you're like running on the shields, I was like, so it's gonna be one of these games.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of these games, isn't it?
Okay, Mikkel said you get a pass for now.
Yeah, Mikkel on cell.
Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Well, kidding. It's coming, so
it's
fucking
coming, somehow.
Hey. But yeah, Rayman Legends, play it if you're into 2D platforms. It's one of the best modern ones. This next game is a really interesting game. I don't know if you've heard of This Is the Police, Spencer.
I haven't, but it sounds really interesting.
I think this would be a game you would really like, because it definitely has that kind of Papers, Please style feel to it.
Okay.
Or it's got a really interesting crime drama story where you're playing as an older police chief who is being forced into retirement, and you basically have to play out the rest of your career, the last 180 days of your career, and it's kind of like Papers, Please, where it's very management oriented, where you have to respond to calls and send out units, and you have to make sure that all of your units survive and that you have enough units to play out other calls, and there's detective work involved. I think you would really like this one.
Before we go on, I just want to know, first off, what's the game called again?
This Is the Police.
This Is the Police. Okay, I misheard that and typed in We Are the Police, and the first thing I got was, and I quote, let me put on YouTube and then turn down the volume so I can get the full title. Because I did not mean this. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief in Police Car Save Huge Birthday Egg Surprise Toys Gifts for Twin Kids. From the ChuChu TV Surprise Eggs Toys. How many views does this thing have? 74 million.
Okay. Fucking send that to me.
To that side of YouTube.
Please send that to me in side chat, please. I need this in my life.
Wait, oh my god, there's multiple of them.
Oh god. You know what?
Wait, okay. Holy shit, this one is 22 minutes long. And
oh my god, yes!
It's
send it to me.
ChuChu TV Police. Son of a bitch. ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief in Police Car to save Mary's little lamb. ChuChu TV Surprise Eggs Toys. 33 million views.
Okay, fuck it. If there's a playlist of that shit, just send it to me inside chat. Because please, I need this.
Oh my god. Oh my,
my
god. So everybody on that's listening to this podcast right now, just go into Google and just type in We Are the Police. We Are the Police. All I typed in. The fuck?
Okay, well, when you're done sending that to me inside chat, This Is the Police is the name of the game, and you should look it up because I think you'd like it. Holy god.
We went on a fucking wild ride there.
Jesus Christ. Let's finish this off real quick. The last game I've been... God damn it.
God fucking damn it.
Okay. The last game I've been playing is called Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap for the Switch. Apparently, this is an interesting one because apparently this is a remake of a really, really old Sega Master System game from like 86. And it's basically it's like, think of it as like Zelda 2, as in it's a side-scrolling adventure game, but better.
Okay, I'm just gonna side chat you like the full Google link.
Thank you, please.
You need to just as you're recording, just click on this and scroll down because I didn't do justice, dude.
Yeah, I need to actually.
So here's the Google link.
Okay. Side window my Audacity. I'm gonna open Discord on my desktop.
Here are some of the great ones. So
if that fucks with the recording, I don't care.
That's fine. ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief in Police Boat and save huge surprise egg toys gifts from creepy ghosts.
No!
Yeah.
Stop! Oh, I needed... Oh my god, what is this?
Scroll down. There's just one. That's just all caps. We are the police!
We are the police!
Uploaded by the crazed...
motherfucker.
Uploaded by the crazed potato man.
The crazed potato... Oh my god, okay. What the fuck? ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief and Police Car to have huge surprise.
ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief and Police Helicopter and save kids' pet animals hidden in giant surprise eggs.
Oh my god. Hold on, what's this one? Hold on. Oh my god. ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief and Police Bone have huge surprise egg toy gifts from creepy ghosts.
That's the one I think I was looking at.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to find something. I'm just going to real quickly, okay? Because I'm just going to mute this, and then I'm going to send a screenshot of just a random second, and this has to be the thumbnail.
Okay. I can do that. I can actually do that.
Let me just check to make sure.
If you follow up and actually send me one, I can actually make that the thumbnail. I don't even give a shit.
I will gladly give you a random shot from this. This is the ChuChu TV Police Chase Thief and Police Boat and save huge surprise eggs.
You know what? Future me editing this. Fucking. I know we have the red background with the Banter logo up on the screen right now. But replace the red background with whatever screenshot Spencer sends me. Boom, right now. That's the rest of the episode. We gotta deal with it.
We gotta deal with it. I really like this screenshot. Okay, this is the one I'm gonna use.
Anyway, I'm gonna quickly finish talking about this fucking game. Wonder Boy. It's like a Zelda 2 style 2D adventure game. It's really good. It's got some animal transformation mechanics in it that make it really unique and creative. They did a really good job with the remake. It's all hand-drawn animation. Looks fucking gorgeous. Play it. We're done. Holy God. I'm moving the stack of games before I knock it off the desk again. Oh my God. ChuChu Policeman. So whenever...
This right here. That
okay. Okay, you send me that screenshot. Did you send me the screenshot?
I did. It
okay, I will fucking hold on. We'll have a live reaction right now on the fucking podcast.
Sending via screenshot.
Why is it? My question is, why the fuck? When it's only you and me, why does this shit happen?
I don't know. Look at this.
Okay, I'm fucking ready for this. He's just fucking mounting this guy. Okay. So, I'm gonna bring it up on screen right now and just slowly zoom into it. It's already the fucking background right now.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay. You know what? Fucking get it off screen. This one's still gonna be the background for the rest of the episode, but we're gonna fucking slow zoom on whatever one he's sending me right now. Just hang tight, everyone.
Okay, here's the other one.
Okay, after this, we gotta move on, Spencer.
Here's the other one.
We gotta fucking move on from this.
Dude.
I am ready. My body is ready for this. I am fucking saving this right now.
Why does this always happen?
Because I need... What is up with his face? I just noticed this guy's face.
Man, I don't know, man.
He's really enjoying it. He's really enjoying mounting that criminal, man.
Wait, shit!
Holy God.
It's the wrong one. The fuck?
Bam, unknown. I don't even care.
Give me a second.
Oh, you just sent me the same one again. That's fine.
Control, Alt.
Okay, well...
Print screen.
That wraps up our general game discussion. we are going to momentarily move on to some news as soon as Spencer's done sending me these screenshots.
This one I got. This one for sure.
It's going to be great.
It's a different one. I'm positive.
Okay, I'm ready. It's just the fucking opposite. It's just the fucking opposite one.
It's a small black guy.
What is that? What is up with his face?
I don't.
Holy God!
He seems to be really enjoying it.
What is with these tiny police officers and mounting criminals? They look like they're really into it.
I also love the fucking the watermark in the top right corner.
The ChuChu TV.
Like somebody's gonna steal this and not pay them.
I also love the annotation icon in the bottom right corner. That's just always there.
Yeah. Anyways,
moving on.
We should probably get to our news stories.
Moving into our news. Okay, so that wraps up general game discussion. Good God, man. That was something. You know, I gotta say, I'm not even surprised. When Spencer and I are left to our own devices, this kind of shit always happens.
Yep, always.
Every fucking time. I don't even know, man. So, that's it for general discussion. Let's move on to some news stories. I got 7 here. I don't think anything can top ChuChu Policeman, but we're gonna try.
We're going to try.
Okay, so let's start with this one. Since I was talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ not too long ago, in some leaked V-Jump scans, our first DLC characters for Dragon Ball FighterZ were revealed. So, according to EGM, the first 2 DLC characters joining the Dragon Ball FighterZ roster will be Broly and Bardock, according to the latest issue of V-Jump magazine. Broly has access to a super special attack called Gigantic Meteor, while Bardock's super special attack is Revenger Assault, which transforms him into a Super Saiyan. Mm-hmm. Finally, according to a translated scan of the magazine, players who own both Fighters and Xenoverse 2 on PS4 will get some bonus DLC in both games. Dragon Ball FighterZ will get a lobby character and stamps, while Xenoverse 2 players will get a new Android 21 costume and accessory set. Release dates or prices for the characters were not announced, which, ironically, as I was on Twitter this morning waiting for Spencer to record, Bandai Namco actually just officially announced Bardock and showed a small snippet of in-game footage of him. He looks really good, just like the rest of Fighters. Now, Spencer,
yes.
Seeing as how you are not the most versed in Dragon Ball, what do you think of these character announcements?
Bio Broly is best waifu. And Bardock...
I mean, he has the luscious locks of a waifu.
And Bardock Obama is a Twitter and Facebook person. Isn't Bardock not canon?
Bardock is canon.
He is canon?
I mean... It's difficult to say with him because he wasn't in the manga, but I'm just gonna say he's canon. If I'm wrong, fucking sue me. But it's difficult with him. Broly is definitely not canon.
Broly is not canon. Okay.
Broly is not canon because he is a movie character. Bardock is a more difficult situation because even though he wasn't in the manga, he got his own TV special and it fits into the canon storyline. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think of this?
I think there's, like, at least 7 other characters I'd want to see before these 2. In order of most important to least important. Launch. And that
Future Me's
going
to be real tempted to cut this out.
You know, that, like, weird cat person that's also with a young...
Oh, you mean Puar?
Yeah, and Puar can have his 2 little blue lackeys as his assists.
Actually, you know what? Puar would have been cool as an assist for Yamcha. That would have made sense. But they didn't do that, so...
And before, for some reason, there's a new perfect Namekian Cell Frieza crossover.
Oh, god damn it. So, we all know Spencer wants Launch, which is never going to happen in a million years.
I love Launch.
But I think, from my perspective, being a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, I think these characters were given. I mean, they were in the leak that came out not too long ago, which, honestly, you take leaks with a grain of salt, but clearly there was some credible information here because these guys are officially announced. I'm excited just because it means I get to play more fighters, and literally it doesn't matter in this game who you play as. Every character is fucking gold. Like, that's the thing. ArcSys, like, balanced out this roster wonderfully, where no character is useless. And seeing as how we get high-profile people like Bardock and Broly, I know they're going to make those guys really fun to play as. The fact that they're going into non-canon territory is interesting, because Matt, my lovely co-host, he had a theory that they were going to mainly stick to the canon for DLC characters, because they mainly stick to the canon for the base game. Clearly, that's not the case anymore, because we got Broly, so I wonder who else they're going to bring in for DLC. They're going to bring in Timebreaker Yamcha from a parallel dimension.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that got no reaction whatsoever.
Yamcha from
anyway.
a parallel dimension in which Yamcha doesn't immediately die.
Just immediately. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited for this shit.
I'm excited. I completely forgot, by the way, just a little bit of a side tangent, that on this day, so it's a bit ironic that we're doing a video game podcast on this day, but on this day, instead of going to my high school semi-formal, I stayed home and I played every single Resident Evil game I own.
There you go.
So
we've come full circle.
Full circle. I love Resident Evil.
He loves Resident Evil,
but
not Umbrella
what I love
Corps.
more than Resident Evil?
What?
The next news story.
Anyway, moving on. Great segue, Spencer.
Thank
you. Broly, Bardock, they look awesome. Can't wait to play as them. Excited for more DLC character announcements. Next news story. We talked about Bayonetta a little bit, and there is some Bayonetta news. According to this article from EGM, Bayonetta 3 might not be the last game in the series. Let's read this, shall we? During the 2017 Game Awards, it was revealed that Bayonetta would finally get a third installment exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. While the game is still in development, series director Hideki Kamiya, man, myth, legend, seems to already have plans for what could come next. When asked on Twitter about the future of the action-adventure series, Kamiya said, "Well, there is also the concept of the fourth work." As the story for Platinum Games' last entry in the series, Bayonetta 2, was left open-ended, fans were curious if the third installment would be a final adventure for the Umbran Witch or the start of a new journey. With Kamiya's comment, it seems Bayonetta's battle against the forces of heaven and hell is far from over. Of course, Bayonetta 3 is far down the line, so we'll just have to wait and see. It's currently in development for the Switch. What do you think of this, Spencer? What do you think of the potential... what do you think of the possibility of having more Bayonetta games past Bayonetta 3?
I mean, as long as Kamiya has ideas, I'm all for more Bayo.
Mm-hmm.
The part that interested me was that he's continuing to stick with Nintendo consoles.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like,
Kamiya seems to be one of those Japanese developers that's very on board with the Switch and with Nintendo.
Well, also the fact that a lot of people don't know that Bayonetta 2 wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that it's exclusive to Switch doesn't surprise me in the slightest. At this point, I basically see Bayonetta as a Nintendo franchise, as weird as that sounds. But, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he's sticking to Nintendo to make Bayo 3. I'm assuming it's basically the same situation as 2. If it wasn't for Nintendo stepping in to license it, Bayo 3 probably wouldn't have been made.
That's like the new No More Heroes game by Suda.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, looks outstanding.
Yep.
And as a die-hard No More Heroes fan, I cannot wait for it, because it legit looks like it's just going to be Travis and Dad Bat going into a bunch of other game series and playing. I'm just, so cool, so cool.
Yeah.
So, and Kamiya, you don't understand that much English. You're not going to watch this podcast.
No,
but I just
no.
no.
If I fucking find out one day that Hideki Kamiya watches an episode of Bearded Banter, I'm literally going to die.
He will.
Like, that will be like, okay, I fulfilled my life purpose. I'm out of here. Peace.
But yeah, I'm all for more Bayo as long as we can get a new Wonderful 101 sometime.
Or if they port Wonderful 101 to the Switch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so being a diehard Bayo fan.
Basically what we're saying is just find a way to just get rid of the Wii U entirely.
Yeah, just fucking, like, fucking get those, like, pens from Men in Black and just wipe everyone's memory of the Wii U. And then just overnight, just bring all the games over to the Switch. And everything will be fine. But, yeah, as a diehard Bayo fan myself, the fact that we even got Bayo 3 is, like, this timeline is the definitive timeline. Because as soon as the Switch got announced, I'm like, okay. If they port Bayo 1 and 2 over to the Switch in, like, a double pack, and then announce Bayo 3, we're good to go. And yet, here we are in the timeline where both of those things happened, and I am happy as a clam. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I have no doubt that Bayo 3 will be good. It will be phenomenal, because it's Bayonetta. And honestly, I don't even care if they make more after Bayo 3. If they make a Bayo 4 and 5, I'm all on board, as long as they're good. That's the thing. As long as they remain at the same level of quality, make as many as you fucking want, Kamiya. I'm all on board. Take my money, please. Moving on, we got some other big Switch news. So it was announced late last year, during Mega Man's 30th anniversary stream, that Capcom was porting Legacy Collection 1 and 2 over to the Switch. We now have an official release date for that collection. So, article from BGM, Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 Switch release dates revealed. Mega Man fans now have another great reason to pick up the Nintendo Switch, as Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are coming to Nintendo's hybrid console on May 22nd. According to the reveal trailer, both collections, which cover the entirety of the classic mainline Mega Man series, will come packed with the extras from the original collection's releases, as well as new Switch-exclusive content. Legacy Collection 1 spanned Mega Man's 1 through 6. Legacy Collection 2 spanned Mega Man 7 through 10. Players can pick up digital copies of both games for $15 and $20 respectively, or the physical combo pack for $40. It's important to point out that the physical edition of the game only includes the first Legacy Collection on the cartridge, while Legacy Collection 2 comes as a digital download. So both collections will be released in a dual combo pack for the Switch on May 22nd. Spencer, opinions?
I'm going to back away from the microphone real quickly.
Okay. I have a feeling a scream is coming.
Mega Man!
There it is.
Super Fight Robot! Mega Man! Ah!
You know what? Fucking... To go
That's
off that,
opinion.
I'm going to do my own Mega Man scream, so please, let me back away from the microphone so I don't blow out all of your eardrums. Mega Man! Super fighting robot!
Fight to save the world!
Mega Man! And we are back.
Hi.
So, Mega Man. It's always an exciting time when we get Mega Man news. What do you think of this, Spence?
I'm very excited. Very excited.
I am also very excited.
It seems like Capcom is understanding that, hey guys, guess what people like?
Mega Man.
Mega Man. Guess what we still own the rights to?
Mega Man.
Guess who didn't make a good Mega Man game?
The creator of Mega Man.
So what should we do?
Make a Mega Man.
let's make a Mega Man.
Let's make a Mega Man.
So they made a Mega Man.
See, and honestly, I don't agree with the release model. I really think that it should have been just one big collection and not split into 2 releases. But the fact that they are bundling both of them together is very nice and convenient. And also just, Mega Man is the perfect fit for the Switch. Like, you just take your Switch on the go, you beat a Robot Master 2, you put it away, you come back to it later. It's perfect kind of game for handheld. Unfortunately, we didn't get Legends 3, but... What was that other Mega Man game they announced and then canceled? Was it Universe?
Yes.
I think, it was Universe. It was the one where it was like a crossover between all the different Mega Mans. It looked really cool, but then they canceled it. And it's unfortunate, but we got Mega Man 11 coming out at the end of the year. We got this Legacy Collection bundle in May. It's a great time to be a Mega Man fan. Just whatever you do, stay away from Mighty Number 9. Just don't do it.
No.
Well, going off of that, we got some more Mega Man news. So not only did they announce that the Legacy collections were coming to Switch, but in the same stream, they also announced that all 8 Mega Man X games would be getting the same treatment. So, we got this article from EGM. Here's how the Mega Man X series will, probably, come to current gen. In late 2017, Capcom revealed the entire Mega Man X catalog would be arriving on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC sometime this year. However, it was unclear if the games would be sold in a single collection or individually. Now fans have an answer, as it seems the 8 titles will be split into 2 packages. God fucking damn it. On February 14th, the Australian Classification Board rated 2 separate Capcom titles, Mega Man X Legacy Collection and Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2. Both games were categorized as multi-platform, which lines up with Capcom's previously announced plans to release the franchise on all current-gen platformers. God fucking damn it. Spencer, please, give your thoughts before I go into rant mode here.
Okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not super good, perfect idea. However, I just like that we're just getting more Mega Man, and that eventually it'll come out. Just when is a big factor. You can rant now.
Okay. Like I just said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the release model for the Legacy Collections originally. I feel like, especially since you were dealing with emulated NES games, I feel like you really could have done just one big collection for that instead of splitting it into 2 separate releases. That opinion transfers over to this situation with the X collections. Granted, it does make more sense for these games to split into 2 because we are dealing with higher fidelity graphics, especially since X7 and 8 are 3D games. So I completely understand the notion of splitting these into 2 separate collections. At the same time, I feel like you really don't have to do 2 separate releases. I feel like you could just, at least, if you're going to split them into 2 games, release a bundle of both of them together in one package instead of making us buy both separate games individually. Maybe they'll do that, because we haven't actually had any official word on this collection yet. So maybe they will. If they are going to split them into 2, they'll bundle them together. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, why not just make it one big collection? That's my viewpoint on this. It's kind of annoying, but I do agree with Spencer. It is just nice to see fucking Mega Man again. So I'm not complaining too much. I still think you could just put them together into one, but hey, we're getting Mega Man X, so that's all I can really ask for. That's all I can really ask for. Whether or not they actually will do that, it depends. We'll have to wait for an official announcement. But moving on, speaking of Capcom, man, the news stories today are just really lining up well for segues.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Capcom, we talked last week on the last podcast how MVC Infinite got snubbed at EVO. Well, apparently, according to EGM, MVC Infinite got snubbed again, this time by Capcom themselves. Ho! Ho! So far, 2018 has not been kind to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. First, it's snubbed by EVO 2018's main stage lineup in favor of Dragon Ball FighterZ and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, a game that doesn't even launch worldwide until June. Now, it looks like even its own developer is snubbing it in terms of esports competition. Capcom recently confirmed that MVC Infinite will not appear at 2018's Capcom Pro Tour. Since 2014, the Capcom Pro Tour's competitive circuit has revolved around that year's most recent iteration of Street Fighter, with 2018's Capcom Pro Tour focusing on Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. However, given the timing and a leaked proposal by Capcom Senior Esports Director John Diamond, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was considered a shoo-in next to Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore, as Capcom Pro Tour 2018 schedule is starting to take shape, and Infinite is nowhere to be seen on the list of events. So is Infinite dead at this point? Like, let's be real here.
I would consider Infinite is dead.
Yeah, like
Infinite was DOA, dude.
Honestly, I gotta agree with that.
It was dead on arrival. It was.
Oh, it was dead. It was dead even before that. Honestly, as soon as it was announced, okay. The thing with Infinite, it's had a rocky history. Like, even as early as its initial announcement, people were excited, and then they started showing stuff off, and they were like, "Wow, this looks really lackluster. What the hell?" And then it came out, and it was really lackluster.
The gameplay was good.
That's the general consensus, is the game is mediocre, but the actual gameplay is very solid. It was just unfortunate that this really solid gameplay was put into a pretty mediocre package.
It's just continue to play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yep. That's the only thing that's saving it, is honestly the name, and even that's not really saving it because it's been snubbed by both of this year's mainline fighting tournaments.
I will say one thing though, on the defense of Capcom, is that Marvel's been a massive dick.
Yeah.
When it came to licensing, since they have the MCU now, and that's a big thing that makes them a lot of money, they basically did not allow them to use a lot of characters that were used normally. So, like Wolverine, since Wolverine's owned by Fox.
Any of the X-Men.
It becomes a big dick measuring contest. And
yeah, honestly,
Capcom, as a Japanese company, has to bend the knee to, which is why
I do totally agree that Marvel is very much a factor in how MVC Infinite turned out the way it was, because they really limited their choices when it came to roster.
It's like, you can just use the MCU. Like, that's it.
And it's really weird because half of the MCU characters were in fucking DLC. So,
I mean, Capcom, you're also partly blamed for that roster.
Yeah.
You put people that, like I said, love Resident Evil, but I don't care about Chris anymore, dude. You can put somebody else in. Put Leon. Put Rebecca. Put fucking anybody. Put Luis.
Bring back Jill. Put Jill in there again.
Put Jill in there again. I love Jill.
Everyone loves Jill. Everyone loves a good old Jill sandwich.
And the new characters you added were like characters like who? Like the Monster Hunter. Who? Or,
I mean,
not the new characters, but some of the characters like Firebrand. Like, unless you play Ghosts and Goblins or Super Ghouls and Goblins or any of the Ghosts and Goblins games, which you would know Arthur from as well, who the fuck knows Firebrand?
Who cares? Who cares? Like, honestly, Marvel was a factor in the lackluster roster because they didn't let them use many Marvel characters outside the MCU. But that also limited Capcom's choice in what characters they could put, because if they put in more Capcom characters than Marvel, then your roster's imbalanced, and that leads to a big no-no. But that doesn't excuse the fact that they could have chosen a better lineup of Capcom characters at least, because honestly, both sides are very lackluster choices.
So,
And like fucking this game's dead, dude. Like there's no coming back at this point.
It's fucking dead.
It was basically the final nail in the coffin when it got snubbed at EVO. But now they're just shitting on its grave by getting snubbed at their own fucking fighting tournament. Like, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Capcom just tries to retcon Infinite and just like pretend that it doesn't exist. And in a couple years, they'll make a new one that's better, and everyone will actually like it. Mm-hmm. I don't doubt that at all. I could totally see that happening. And that's really sad.
That'll make perfect sense.
Yeah. That's really sad, because I feel like if Fighters wasn't announced at the time it was, Infinite might have stood a chance.
Yeah.
But Arc Sys comes out of nowhere with this fucking dope-ass anime fighter.
And then fucking Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle's coming out.
The fact that it got snubbed by a game that's not even out for 4 months. Dude.
The fact that for some reason, fucking Blaze Blue decided to revive P3 from the dead. And add Ruby characters.
Yep. Taking some risks and paying off in huge dividends, man.
Yeah, shout out to Arc System for,
Shout out to Arc Sys for being literally the best.
Good job, Arc Sys. You're a real hero.
You're on top of your game, and honestly, keep doing what you're doing, because if Capcom keeps doing what they're doing, you will always be on top.
Mm-hmm. Specifically in the fighting game.
Specifically in fighting games, yes. But moving on, we got 3 more news stories. Let's talk about EA, because why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not?
So, article from EGM. EA might not be making Star Wars games for much longer.
Oh.
Disney and Lucasfilms are considering pulling the Star Wars license from EA and giving it to another publisher to develop future titles, according to a recent report. Despite currently having an exclusivity agreement with EA, Disney and Lucasfilms have apparently reached out to Ubisoft and Activision in taking over its Star Wars license. EA and Disney penned their exclusivity agreement back in 2013 and shortly thereafter opened DICE LA, but it sounds like the Star Wars games that have since launched haven't exactly lived up to Disney's expectations. Blah, 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 blah. EA is a bunch of shitheads. They shat all over Star Wars, yada, yada, yada. So
for so long that it's official, we've literally... dude, I have no words. I have no words for the fact that this took way too long to happen.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, should have happened after the first Battlefront.
And then the second Battlefront came out, and...
No, honestly, we shouldn't have even gotten to the second Battlefront for people to realize that this was a problem.
We shouldn't have got to the second Battlefront because in the time span between the first Battlefront and the second Battlefront, EA canceled like 3 of their big Star Wars games.
Yep, they did.
And so I guess the better question is, okay, who does it go to? Would you rather it go towards Ubisoft, or would you rather it go towards Activision, or would you rather a third party?
Yeah, who knows?
Honestly, let's talk about the pros and cons of everybody. So, Ubisoft. I mean, as long as your game is called Star Wars Prince of Persia, it'll probably be made.
Honestly, though, a Ubisoft-style open-world game with Star Wars sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie, it sounds dope. Also, I mean, hey... If it gets to be made by a Canadian company, I'm always all for that.
I'm always supporting Canadian developers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Studio MDHR.
Yeah, shout out to Studio MDHR from London. You guys made a good game.
You guys made a fucking great game.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
You remortgaged your houses to make that game, man.
It was worth it, buddy.
Fucking respect.
Respect, man. You had an idea and you did it, and congratulations to you guys.
You didn't rest on your laurels. You fucking went for it and you did it.
You made an aesthetic. You made an art piece.
Honestly,
Ubisoft,
why can't every company be like Studio MDHR?
Because then we'd have nothing to talk about.
That is true, because the games wouldn't come out for like 7 years.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Oof. But yeah, so Ubisoft would be an okay idea. You know, like I said, as long as it's not called Prince of Persia, they'll probably release it. I'm not salty. You're salty.
Yeah. Activision, I don't know about that.
I would say that Activision is just EA Light.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Activision, especially in the last few years, hasn't been nearly as bad as EA. At the same time, if they give the license to Activision, do we really need Destiny 3 already? I don't think we do.
I swear to God, Anthem already looks like Destiny 3.
The only thing... Okay, I will agree. Anthem looks very Destiny-like. The thing that sold me on Destiny was that fucking Iron Man suit. Because honestly, you give me a lush open world to explore, and the fact that I can fucking fly through it... Dude, sold. That's my kind of game. Honestly, if it's like Destiny, I don't even care. I just want to be fucking Iron Man. It looks like the Iron Man game that we never got. But, if they give the Star Wars license to Activision, what would they do with it? And my mind immediately goes to a fucking Destiny clone with Star Wars, and no one fucking wants that.
Or Destiny, Call of Duty.
No, thank you.
You know, I'm going to do a hot take.
Oh, round 3.
Third hot take.
Third strike.
And say that, I'm not even going to talk about Destiny 1, because that's not worth my time to talk about Destiny 1.
It's not worth the time.
Destiny 2, hey, look at me, buddy. Hey, you, me, okay? Real talk, just me and the game. You had such good potentials. You sold people on your commercial. You had the ability to learn. And you ruined it. You have a game that's good for the first 4 to 6 hours, but then falls into the same trap that Destiny 1 had, where it's repetitive. There honestly is no real story to it, and you fail to grasp the player.
I mean, coming from me, someone who has played both Destiny games, don't play Destiny. Honestly, it's not worth the time. It's not worth the investment. And honestly, the game itself is just bleh.
It's just
so
you know,
my only fear with giving the Star Wars game license to Activision is that they'll try and make a game like that, and that's a big no-no. That's a big no-no.
You know, a game where nothing is really made in the beginning, and slowly but surely you add DLCs until about 2 years later you have your big expansion, which has all the DLCs, which actually gives somebody a reason to play the game.
You know, a game where it's pretty mediocre throughout the whole thing. The only really good part are them raids, but then when you release your DLC, those raids are locked behind a paywall because for some reason you need the DLC to get into the raids that were in the base game, and then everything's just fucked and no one likes you, and your player base drops 86%.
Apparently, we're just going back to the year like 2010 with our cheat tactics.
Yeah, remember when DLC first started?
Hey, DLC, on this DLC, day one DLC.
Remember Capcom? Remember Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken? Oh, Street Fighter Cross Tekken was bad.
Yeah.
Those had DLC
remember when they had all 12 DLC characters on the disc, but you still had to pay for them?
Mm-hmm.
And their reasoning was because it was more convenient to have them on the disc so you could load them up right away. And that was bullshit.
Beyond ridiculous. Come on, Delta. Come on.
Honestly, I think Ubisoft would be a better go if they are considering that.
If they are considering Ubisoft, I would honestly rather go with Ubisoft.
Yeah.
For a third party, okay. If you could have any company and any developer this is your dream developer. Who would you have with the Star Wars license? Because I have a couple ideas for who, but I want to see who you say first.
That's a tough one, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
a lot to think about.
Because, like, you try to think, well, what developers have made kind of space adventure games that are really good?
Mm-hmm. Okay, not a developer then, because there's way too many developers.
Yeah.
Let's name a publisher.
Publisher.
Who would you want to have the ability to fork out the money?
Bandai
Namco?
Bandai Namco.
That's a good choice for a publisher. That's one of the things I said.
Because I feel like if you gave it to Bandai Namco, they would at least treat it with respect. They would give respect to the license, and they would try their best to ensure that whatever developer they give the project to, that it would come out at the highest quality possible. I have the utmost faith in Bandai Namco, especially with the rumors that they're developing Prime 4. Like, I love Bandai Namco, and I know that they treat all their properties with respect and love, and they don't try to swindle the consumer. So, honestly, I'd probably give it to Bandai.
Bandai? I had a couple. I had the ability to give it to Sega.
Okay, I could see that.
To give it to Capcom.
I knew you were going to say that.
Just because Capcom has done kind of similar-esque games, they totally could. And if we're talking radical, outer left wing, morbid curiosity of what they would do with the Star Wars license, fucking Devolver.
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Could you imagine Devolver
I knew.
having
As
the
soon
Star Wars license?
as you fucking said, like, out of left field, experimental, let's see what happens. In the back of my head, I was like, he's gonna fucking say Devolver, isn't he? And sure enough, you give me the goods, my boy.
I gotcha.
Honestly, though, like,
imagine Devolver.
That would be fucking crazy.
That would be ridiculous.
Here's the thing, though. Is Devolver a big enough publisher with enough money to ensure that a Star Wars game would be like a AAA kind of thing? Because we all know that Star Wars deserves AAA
Star
treatment.
Wars deserves AAA, and that's the thing, is that considering that Devolver only is a publisher with 9 employees, I don't think, unless they would team up with somebody like Square Enix.
Honestly, see, I was thinking Square Enix too, and then I was like, wait, if we give it to Square Enix, it's never going to come out. So let's scrap that idea.
But, like, they would have to double up, but I would love to see a game published and creatively controlled by Devolver as a Star Wars game. It would be ridiculous.
That'd be fucking ridiculous.
Or if we're talking a person, I want to see fucking Edmund McMillan.
I was going to say Nicholas, and then I stopped myself, like, man, let's not get into indie territory with Star Wars, because let's be realistic here.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, even though fucking Edmund McMillan is a fucking godsend.
Jonathan Blow?
Yeah. Oh, God. Imagine a Witness-style game, but with Star Wars.
Or like a Braid-style game, but with Star Wars.
That'd be interesting. You know what? You could just fucking do that. You can just mod Braid to have Star Wars shit in it. I'm going a little too far down the rabbit hole now.
We are, but so we should probably reel it back. But like that's
we should probably wrap this up and move on.
That's my opinion on the Star Wars idea.
Yeah. Realistically, I would want them to go to Ubisoft, because I feel like Ubisoft, out of all their potential candidates, would be the one to show the most respect to the license. They did it with Star Trek. They did it with South Park. Honestly, I think Ubisoft's your best bet.
realistically, I'm gonna go for the same idea. Is that Ubisoft should be the best, like the one you use. If that's a decision, Bandai Namco is a close second, and fucking Devolver. Out of nowhere, Devolver.
Out of nowhere, just fucking curveball that shit.
We gave it to a company with 9 people. Could you imagine E3 Devolver comes out, their Devolver
for their E3 2018 press conference where everyone dies on stage and they're like, "Hey, we got a Star Wars game."
That's the last thing you hear before it comes to that.
Yeah, before everyone just like fucking chokes on their own blood, they're like, "Oh, Star Wars." Dead. We need to stop now.
Yep.
Okay, we spent way too much time talking about that. Holy God. Okay. Let's move on. We got 2 more stories, so let's wrap this up pretty quickly. I'm trying to think of which one to end on because they're both pretty huge. But the fact that we've been hearing about one of these things for quite some time, I'm going to start on that. So, Spencer, my boy.
Yes, my son.
I don't know if you've heard of a game called Kingdom Hearts 3 at all, but...
You know what? Never heard of Kingdom Hearts 3. Tell me more.
Well, this is going to be exciting for all of us then. Because, according to EGM, this was from a lot of different sources, but I'm just using EGM. D23 just happened in Japan over the last few weeks, and we got some spicy new KH3 news. So, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer reveals a new world. During the recent D23 Expo in Japan, Kingdom Hearts 3 fans were treated to a brand new trailer packed with exciting details. Apart from a preview of the now confirmed Monsters, Inc. world, the clip revealed 2 returning villains and a revival of the character summon gameplay feature. Square Enix also provided a few progress updates on the game's development, teasing a major surprise coming to players. A majority of the trailer focuses on the previously rumored Monsters, Inc. world, with quick looks at the already announced Tangled and Toy Story worlds. Most importantly, the game is still slated to arrive sometime in 2018. Much like other worlds in the series that require Sora, Donald, and Goofy to arrive in disguise, the 3 are turned into monsters in the Monsters, Inc. world. Sora will get more world-based attacks here too, such as a yo-yo style command form that can damage massive waves of enemies. It is also shown that the Little Mermaid's Ariel will be a character summon, letting Sora and the gang bring her into battle in any world for a limited time. Continuing the story teases from previous trailers, the number of antagonists for Sora to handle are growing. Organization 13's Marluxia, who first appeared in Chain of Memories, will play a part, along with Birth by Sleep's Vanitas. So yeah, basically they just showed... Man, this article's really long. Basically, they confirmed Monsters, Inc. world. They showed a bunch of new gameplay, a bunch of new characters that are returning. There was also a second trailer that was released alongside the Monsters, Inc. trailer, which revealed a new Utada theme song for KH3. Don't Think Twice. Song's fucking great, by the way. I really like it.
Good,
but that second trailer showed more gameplay, more story details, specifically stuff with Riku and Mickey in the Realm of Darkness. They showed off their new redesigns, and yeah, apparently, the game's still coming out this year. So let's start with Spencer. Let's start with you, my boy. What do you think of, first off, the new shit that they showed off in these trailers, and whether or not you think this game will truly come out in 2018?
Okay, so
I'm glad I started with this story because this is probably where a lot of the discussion is going to happen. So
okay, so I think that the Monsters, Inc. world is a good idea, and I think it's actually pretty dope that they're finally, able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ariel summon, I'm a bit iffy on. No offense to people who like the Little Mermaid, but she had the worst worlds in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
That's what I was going to say. Now that she's a summon, does that mean we're not getting Atlantis this time around?
I kind of hope so, because as much as I love rhythm games, when your rhythm game is broken,
I have a different opinion on that I'll get to when I get to my thing, but keep going.
Okay, I will, first off, side tangent, I will say that it's not as bad as the 100 Acre Woods. Because in my opinion, that's the worst world in Cage 2.
Again, different opinion, but we'll get there.
We will.
It's dope, man. I love Kingdom Hearts. I've played every single game in the series. I fully expect this game to not come out this year. Actually, you know what? So, a couple days ago, I rewatched the trailer. It was hype. And it's actually looking so polished that it could come out. It could realistically come out. Realistically, I'm going to give it a 60% chance that it comes out this year, but a 40% chance that it doesn't. But all in all, I'm excited for more Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited for Square Enix to finally release a game.
You know, that isn't Final Fantasy 15 again.
No, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Final Fantasy 15
That's a bad
good.
thing, but
yeah, totally.
let's get some new shit out here.
Hell yeah. What's your opinion on this, Shane?
Okay. First off, we kind of knew Monsters Inc. was coming because it was leaked a couple months ago. Let me just say, as soon as they announced Toy Story and the realization kicked in that, oh my god, they're doing Pixar worlds now, immediately my mind went straight to Monsters Inc. Because I don't know if you know this, but Monsters Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie.
Did not know the fact, right?
Yeah, Monsters Inc., it holds a special place in my heart, so the fact that we are actually getting Monsters Inc. in Kingdom Hearts, fucking Nomura, I love you. You're a piece of shit, but I love you. I was, as soon as I saw these two trailers, also the theme song trailer, immediately I had this thought that this looks so polished. The gameplay they showed in these trailers specifically looks so polished and so far along in development that honestly, I could see this game actually coming out in 2018. And Spencer knows that I have been the biggest skeptic of this game actually coming out this year. Because we know, we've been here before, we've all been burned before with Kingdom Hearts. This is not a new thing. So, like, for the longest time, I'm like, man, they're saying it's coming out in 2018, but I fucking highly doubt it. They're gonna delay it. It's not gonna come out this year. Don't set yourself up to be disappointed. But after we got these trailers and seeing the footage that are in these trailers, this shit looks so good. It looks so highly polished. It looks like it's very far along in development. Honestly, at this point, these trailers convinced me that this game could realistically come out in 2018 like they're promising. So, again, I'm not going to set myself up to be disappointed. If it does get delayed into 2019, whatever, we were all expecting that. But just based on these trailers alone, this shit could actually come out this year. And if it does, oh boy. Like, oh god, man. This shit's gonna blow up if it actually comes out this year. And going off of this news, there were rumors that an official release date will be announced at E3 along with a new trailer. If they actually do announce a concrete release date that is in 2018, I actually won't be surprised based off these trailers, because this game looks so fucking good. Regardless of how fucking terrifying their monster forms are in the Monsters Inc. world.
Jesus
goddamn Christ.
Goofy makes me...
What happened to Goofy? Goofy looks like he's seen some shit.
Goofy looks like he just took about 14 pounds of heroin straight to the veins.
Goofy just looks like he fucking swan dived into a bed of cocaine. Oh man, that is fucking weird. But regardless of the designs, this shit looks so good. It could actually come out this year. I am a believer now that this shit actually come out in 2018. in regards to what we actually saw, everything in the Monsters Inc. world, except for Goofy, looks fucking dope as shit.
Oh yeah.
Marluxia and Vanitas, that's cool. I mean, honestly, I'm not too surprised that they're back, because ever since fucking Dream Drop Distance, they basically said loud and clear, hey, we're bringing back all these old characters that you know.
Hey,
Don't be surprised if you see all these new old characters come back, because we're doing it.
Do you like Marluxia? To which all the Kingdom Hearts fans responded with, who? And
honestly, the less we talk about Chain of Memories, the better, because fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Chain of Memories is...
Like, I haven't gotten to talk about Kingdom Hearts enough on the podcast. Just know, I love this series. I would say about 80% of the games are of very high quality. Chain of Memories is fucking trash.
Chain of
And
Memories...
I hate it with a fiery passion.
Chain of Memories is the fucking worst game in the series. Like, no word of a lie. It's terrible.
And honestly, you know, some Kingdom Hearts fans would probably have a rebuttal like, oh, well, Shane, didn't you play 358? Didn't you play Recoded? To which I will rebuttal with, yes, I have. Chain of Memories is still worse than both.
Okay, I'm about to get on some fucking hot shit right now, because I swear to God, if I have to hear one more person fucking diss 358 over 2, I'm gonna flip. Obviously, the people that haven't played 358 over 2 don't understand that it is a good game, and I don't know what the fuck you people are talking about. Chain of Memories is the worst, and will continue to be the worst. Followed by Recoded, followed by, fucking... Oh god, see? I can't remember his name. The one... No.
Watching Spencer try to figure out Kingdom Hearts names is actually very entertaining.
Because I'm trying to figure out, but there's so many goddamn fucking ones. It's like trying to figure out who the fuck was in Organization fucking 13.
Okay, if we want to go there, I can fucking drop some hot shit on you right now.
Do it.
You ready?
Do it.
All 14 members of Organization 13.
Yes.
Roxas, Axel,
Yes.
Xion,
Yes.
Marluxia,
Yes.
Larxene,
Yes.
Lexius, Zexion, Luxord,
Yes.
Zaldin,
Yes.
Zigbar,
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll get there. How many was that? Are you counting?
No.
Damn it.
You did get quite a few.
I'm pretty sure it's 10.
10. Did you say... I'm
you know what? I had this to a T at one point, and now I'm just blanking.
Here we go. Organization 13 debuted with Xemnas.
Oh, Xemnas, Psyx.
Psyx.
Did
you say Demix?
No, I forgot Demix, thank you.
Demix.
Everyone forgets Demix, because he's literally the worst one.
Is Demix, he's the one with the fucking...
He's the one with the guitar.
Okay, yes. God damn it. He's the one that I completely forget.
You know what? I should really have these guys memorized because of those fucking data fights.
Here we go. Oh, shit. Xemnas, Marluxia, Axel, Larxene, Vexen. And then
Vexen, that's it! Fuck!
Vexen,
I hate him!
Vexen is the one with the shield.
He's got the fucking ice shield.
Ice shield.
Specifically in Chain of Memories, because he was a fucking bitch to fight.
Who's the one with the fucking cards? Is that
the cards was Luxord.
Luxord?
Yeah.
He was actually one of my favorite boss fights from 2.
It's a very, very unique boss fight.
Very unique boss fight.
Okay, so we got Xemnas, Roxas, Axel, Xion, Zaldin, Zigbar, Marluxia, Larxene, Zexion, Lexius, Demix, Luxord, Vexen, and... Did I already say Demix?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm blanking on the last one again. Oh, Sayax.
Yeah.
Sayax. There you go. There's all 14.
Okay, then time for some bit more trivia, because I actually genuinely forget the name sometimes, but who was the chick with the fucking knives?
I believe that's Larxene. The chick with the lightning knives?
Yes, I'm almost positive that it's Larxene.
Yeah, it's Larxene.
Because I'm like, that name sounds very, very familiar. Oh, look, Chain of Memories. Anyways, I hate Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories, Recoded, then 358 over 2, then Dream Drop, then 1, then 2. Oh, wait, shit. Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep. Come on.
Birth by Sleep is near the top.
Yeah.
It's probably between 1 and 2.
Honestly, top 3 for me right now. KH2, Dream Drop Distance, Birth by Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Top 3. KH2 will always be the best one unless 3 fucking knocks it out of the park, which I don't doubt it will.
Goddamn.
But anyway, so let's wrap this up. Final thoughts on these new trailers, Spencer?
They look good. They look polished. They look ready to go. Let's get us in Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. Honestly, I am a firm believer after these trailers that this game actually could come out this year, and if it does, I'm literally going to cry because it's going to be amazing. Monsters Inc., hell yes. Returning characters, cool. Even though I hated Chain of Memories, I didn't like Marluxia. And Vanitas was just cool, so I'm okay with that. The fact that he's in the Monsters Inc. world is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
And they are keeping up with the continuity because fucking Ventus inside Sora's body reacts to it, but then Sora's like, "What? Who the fuck are you?" So like they're actually being consistent with it. Holy shit!
Ventus, but also Roxas, but also me.
But anyway, these trailers look great. Game's shaping up to be a fucking smash hit. I do think it could actually come out this year. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to be disappointed. So, let's move on, Spencer, to our final news story of the day. Man, for just the two of us, I'm surprised this episode has gone on as long as it has.
I mean, we did shitpost for
We did shitpost on EA for quite a while.
Quite a while.
But our last news story of the day, arguably the biggest one, which is why I put it at the end instead of Kingdom Hearts, because unlike Kingdom Hearts, we haven't heard much about this. So, article from BGM.
Yeah.
Spyro Trilogy Remaster reportedly coming to PS4 this year. Making good on its promise to remaster the ever-loving crap out of its more popular properties, Activision is reportedly working on a Spyro Trilogy Remaster according to Kotaku UK. The remaster would include all 3 of the original Insomniac-developed Spyro games, Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. With new assets, lighting, animations, and never-before-seen cinematics. The soundtrack will also get an upgrade. Some content that was previously cut from the original games might also be reintroduced with the remaster as well, so maybe there will be new dragons to save or new talismans to collect. Expect an announcement for the Spyro remaster sometime in March 2018. The remaster will reportedly launch in September as a 1-year timed exclusive for the PlayStation 4. Interestingly enough, sources close to the project mentioned that Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy also has a similar exclusivity deal, meaning that we could see a multi-platform release for the latter released sometime in the summer. Speaking of which, according to the report, the same studio that developed the Insane Trilogy, Vicarious Visions, is also handling the Spyro Trilogy remaster. In other words, it's in good fucking hands.
It's in good fucking hands.
So, that's why I decided to put this at the end, make it our biggest story, because Kingdom Hearts 3 we've been hearing on and off about for years. This shit if it's true, is the first time we're really hearing about something like this. So, Spencer, let's get your opinions out of the way first.
Okay.
First off, did you actually play the Spyro games?
Yes, actually, unlike Crash Bandicoot, I did play the Spyro games.
Yeah, context. Spencer never played the Crash games growing up, so I actually lent him my copy of Insane Trilogy so he could play them for the first time.
And let me just say, I was wrong. It's, whew.
They're good games, right?
They're some might call them great games, even.
Oh, they're pretty great. First one, not so much, but 2 and 3, definitely.
And, okay, so, yeah, Spyro I played. I actually own Spyro Year of Ice on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, I own one of the GBA ones. Not the best ones.
No, definitely not.
No. However, she, still good.
Good.
Good. What can I say, dude? If it is going to be anywhere close to the pure quality of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, I mean, hell, we know a couple of people that were very excited to hear about this.
Yes.
I remember telling her that, hey, by the way, this is happening, and she was very excited because I think Rachel really likes Spyro. I believe she does. I mean, Matt really likes Spyro. Your co-host.
Everyone likes Spyro.
Everybody likes Spyro. Could we see some Skylander? I'm kidding.
Don't get me fucking started, man.
I'm kidding. No, what can I say? Honestly, there's not that much to say that won't be repeated by you in a minute, but more Spyro, remastered, updated, fixed all the little issues that the original had. Just, man, keep doing this. Like, Shadow of the Colossus got remastered by Blue Point for the PS4, and it's fucking outstanding, dude.
Yeah.
Some of legit, some of the scenes look like they're live action. They look so good.
Yeah.
So if this is a new ongoing trend in which they're going to take these old style games and remaster them and bring them to the front of the video game industry, I'm all for it, man.
It was the general consensus after Insane Trilogy came out. Hey, Crash got it. Why not Spyro? Literally everyone, as soon as Insane Trilogy came out, was like, okay, now please make Spyro. And we all knew it was just a matter of time. Honestly, if they didn't do it, they'd be pretty fucking stupid not to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a matter of time. But now that we're actually getting some word on it, even though it is just rumors right now, nothing's officially confirmed, the fact that we could be getting an announcement as early as next month, with the actual game coming out in September, dude, that's crazy. Because if you think about the way they handled Insane Trilogy, they announced Insane Trilogy on a whim at E3 2016.
Yeah.
We didn't get that game until at least a year later. So, the fact that we could get an announcement and a release within 6 months of each other, that tells me that they must have been working on this. If they
side by side.
Yeah, if they are working on it, they must have been working on this for a while at this point. Especially considering the fact that Spyro natively is more complicated than Crash. Because Crash is a corridor linear 3D platformer. Spyro is fully 3D.
Fully 3D, more world-based, not corridor-based.
Yeah. So
it's not technically open world, but it is kind of.
No, but it has like open 3D areas to explore.
3D concepts.
Yeah. So right from the get-go, Spyro is already a more complicated game. So I understand that it's almost been 2 years since we got the Crash announcement, but the fact that Spyro is coming out already makes me kind of weary about this. Like, it makes me kind of think that maybe this won't happen, at least not yet. Because that seems like that's coming out pretty quick to me. I don't know. It just makes me a little skeptical. But regardless, it's fucking Spyro. So I don't care when it comes out. I don't care when it's announced. I don't care when the fuck it's officially out and in my PlayStation and I'm playing it. I don't care when. As long as it gets made, and as long as it gets the same high-quality treatment that Crash got, I am sold. I don't care. I don't care when it comes out. It could come out next year.
It could come
and
out.
I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, yes, I don't care if it comes out in 2019. The fact that they're doing it just makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about this, is because with the Crash announcement, it was so long-winded, and we didn't see anything for quite a while after that. So the fact that they're reporting it's going to be announced next month and then come out in September, that's 6 months. That seems like a pretty short window, and given the fact that we're not even a year out from Crash, I don't know. That's what makes me skeptical. It seems like it's going too fast.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I just said, I don't care when it comes out. It could come out this year, it could come out next year. As long as it happens, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm good to go. I'll fucking pre-order that shit. I don't care. And, you know, it just makes me happy that they're doing stuff like this. Like, the fact that they started with Crash and brought him back from the dead, and now they're going to do the same with Spyro, just makes me happy.
Yeah,
like,
you know, there's so many... Please. Jet Set Radio. Next. Please.
You'd have to go to Sega for that, though, and that would be kind of iffy, but...
I know. Hey,
I mean,
the fact that Sega is actually releasing Yakuza 6, like, not 4 years after it's made, is something.
And I mean, hey, if they remastered Valkyria Chronicles, they can fucking remaster Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
I think the Jet Set Radio thing is kind of iffy because they technically already did re-release it.
Yeah.
Because there was that HD
Just a
port.
feature, yeah, that's just a feature. But even then, I just want something. I want new. I want more Jet Set. People need to fucking play Jet Set Radio.
Honestly, they do. Like, if you haven't played Jet Set Radio, you can get it real cheap on Steam or on Xbox Live, PSN. Doesn't matter. Just play it. It's fucking great.
Please play Jet Set Radio, man. Like, if there's one thing you take from this podcast, it's play Jet Set Radio. It's really, really good. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but honestly, I got nothing else to say about Spyro that's not just going to be retreading.
I don't have anything to say about Spyro, but I do have something to say to you, because I have a bone to pick with you.
Go on.
Quote, also, follow at Bearded Gaming N on Twitter.
Thank you for the shameless plug.
Oh, it's not going to be shameless in a minute. So, GameSpot released a gameplay trailer for My Hero Academia Wants Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And this cockbag right here...
Oh, God, no. Damn it.
Quote.
Okay, hold on. Before you tear into me, let's just wrap up the news real quick.
Yeah.
Spyro, if it gets announced and released in the time frame they are reporting, I'm okay with that. If they want to take their time, it's all good as long as it happens. Okay, please. Tear into me. I want to hear it.
Okay. First up, I will give you a second. Do you want to renege or at least reword what you put? Because I'm going to quote you right now.
No. I stand by that statement.
You stand by that statement? Okay. So, first off, and I repeat, at Bearded Gaming N, follow him on Twitter.
At Bearded Gaming N, follow, please.
So, yeah, GameSpot released gameplay for the My Hero Academia game, or My Hero Macadamia Nuts, or Boku no Hero.
Or Boku no Hero if you're annoying.
And here's the full quote from this fucking Canadian cockbag. Quote, I'm honestly disappointed by this game, period. There's so many cool things you could do with an MHA game, like a kick-ass beat-em-up, but we get a generic Ultimate Ninja Storm-ass looking arena fighter. Not saying it'll be bad. I'll probably enjoy it, but you can do so much more. What the fuck are you thinking? Were you high when you wrote that tweet?
No.
Were you drunk when you wrote that tweet?
I stand wholeheartedly by that statement.
You can stand by that statement, but allow me to explain why that statement is wrong. Here we go. 1. My Hero is literally made for this type of game. The manga sets it up to literally be made for a Ultimate Ninja type arena fighter.
I understand that with the sports festival. The tournament does work.
The tournament, the way that the set pieces are lined up, it wouldn't work with a 2D type fighter. It would have to be 3D.
I didn't say.
Yeah, I know
that it was going to be a 2D type fighter. I'm just saying. You know what? Keep going. I'll wait.
The way that it looks, and the way that it feels, and the way that My Hero plays as a manga and as an anime, and as the way that it was set up, is made for this style of. And sadly, it has been partially ruined by the Ultimate Storm games, but it's made for an arena type fighter. Because it'll most likely, and here's what I'm hoping actually, that it'll follow the story of My Hero up to a certain point, and it'll have the battles take place, canon battles. So you might, you'll fight stains for that. I don't think specifically. I know it was just something that came to your mind, the beat 'em up. I honestly, the way that beat 'em ups are made now, like a Double Dragon or like a King of Fighter, or not King of Fighters, like a Double Dragon or a Streets Rage, I don't think My Hero will work for that style, because it'll get...
Okay. When I said beat 'em up, I was thinking more so like character action games, like DMC, Bayonetta, that style of game.
Okay. That I can partially agree with. A character action type game. However, even then, I feel that for a first My Hero game, to jump right into character action is way too ballsy for a company to do. To keep it simple and to keep it relatively similar to the manga and anime, it would be best to start with an arena fighter, because it sets an easy groundwork for people to be able to fight and use their quirks and combos. And looking at the gameplay, it looks good, it looks interesting, it looks polished, it looks the kind of manga style like pop-ups are really interesting and they look nice. And I feel that character action, although would be a good idea in the long run, once you gauge how people will like it, I feel that for My Hero specifically, a arena fighter is the best way to start the series.
Okay.
My follow him on Twitter, by the way. He does some good things.
Follow at Beery Burton.
Oh, thank you
for Spencer's spicy tweets that he never posts.
I occasionally.
On occasion. What a way to end an episode, honestly.
Yeah, I love you, buddy.
Honestly, I do still stand by my statement. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you that this style of game does fit the My Hero feel, because I do agree with you there. Doesn't mean that I still can't be disappointed by what they're giving us.
Yeah, no.
Because, honestly, I'm sick of arena fighters. Like, it seems like a good chunk of anime games go straight to arena fighters or a similar style of game like that, and I'm just worn out by them now. So when they announced this game and they said, hey, it's going to be an arena fighter style game, I was disappointed. The more I see of it, I'm still disappointed. Like I said in that tweet, I'm not saying it's going to be bad. Just get back to me when it actually comes out and I play it. I guarantee you that I'm going to like it, because it's My Hero. But I am just disappointed with the gameplay style and the direction that they went, because I feel like for this kind of blockbuster action style series that My Hero is, you could really do a lot more with it. I do agree with you that maybe jumping right into the character action thing is going a little too fast, especially for the first official console game in this series. that doesn't mean I can't dream that they would go in that direction. I still stand by my statement, but I do see your viewpoint, and I do agree with some of your arguments, but I still inherently feel disappointed by the way this game is progressing.
That is completely understandable. I just wanted to put in my 5 cents.
That's fine. That's fine. You're entitled to your 5 cents there.
Just let you know that I completely agree that character action would fit for a My Hero game, but with the ironically, like nowadays, with the plethora of anime fighters and like Arc Systems 2D style anime fighters, it's kind of odd, but I feel like an arena fighter is a weird breath of fresh air at this point, especially one that's not Naruto based. So I have high hopes, or correction, I have hopes that it'll be good. If it's not, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed, honestly. But from the gameplay, it looks to be pretty good.
Like, honestly, I don't doubt that this game will be good. I wholeheartedly think that it will be good, and if I do eventually get the chance to play it, I don't doubt that I am going to enjoy it for what it is. But I feel like with a series like My Hero, there's so much more you could potentially do with the license in video game form that I feel like they kind of went safe with this game, and that kind of bugs me.
Yeah, no.
Because honestly, how awesome would a DMC style game for My Hero be? That'd be fucking great. But never said this was going to be bad. It will probably end up being a very polished, very solid game. But I hope that for future My Hero games, they do a little bit more with it. That's my final 2 cents. This podcast went over 2 hours because of that final segment.
Yep.
So with that said, that wraps up news. That wraps up our discussion. So that wraps up this episode. So let's quickly give our outro and get out of here. Thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Bearded Banter Podcast. If you like what you've seen, you can subscribe to BGN for more great gaming content. We do Let's Plays, unboxings, podcasts, live streams occasionally. We do a bunch of great gaming stuff. If you like what you've seen, you can subscribe. We'd really very much appreciate it. And if there's enough popular demand, I can bring Spencer back for more stuff.
Oh boy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and what do we say?
And say it with me. Click that bell. So with that said, we're going to wrap things up here.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. I've been your host, Shane the Bearded One. With me is my temporary co-host for today, Spencer. Thanks for being on, my boy.
Hey, thank you for having me again.
And hopefully next episode we'll have Matt back and possibly Spencer as well. So we'll see you then in 2 weeks. Keep on gaming, everyone.